Welcome back to the show, everybody. I am Jeanna.
And I'm Ivo.
And it is my birthday.
Welcome to Shit Talk Fridays.
It's actually not my official birthday on this Friday. It was my birthday the day before yesterday. However, I'm going to celebrate my birthday for the next couple of days because on my official birthday, I had to work all fucking day. And when I say all day, like I left the house at 5 something in the morning, didn't come back in the house until almost 10 p.m. So I worked all day. I literally just walked in the door and showered and crawled in bed. Even though my husband had a really beautiful surprise for me when I came home. And it was really sweet. He had roses and he had candles. My kids brought me plants. All of the things that I love. So it was really sweet. Yeah. But I didn't get to like have an official like full birthday day.
No, there was some other stuff that we had planned too that just because how late you came home, I just wasn't able to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna celebrate it all month long. That's how we do it over here in the household Trinergistic.
I didn't say all month long. I just said like at least the next couple of days. Like don't exaggerate. And for anybody that wants to know, I'm a Capricorn. And I identify hardcore as a Capricorn. So, and I also identify as a millennial woman. And that's what we're talking about today. I am considered an older millennial because I just make millennial. And I understand that because I'm really close to Gen X. And I have definitely a connection to the Gen Xers. I have a brother that's Gen X. You're Gen X. I have some friends that their brothers and sisters are Gen Xers. So like, you know, it's something I'm definitely familiar with. I grew up with people that were Gen X. They were like close to me in age, but somewhat older. And some of them were like 7 years older than me, you know? So, but if I really had to think about it, I definitely strongly identify as a millennial woman. And that is because of the things that come with being a millennial woman. And I really feel like I encompass those things. So Ivo and I don't know if anybody has played around with Chat GPT. We've been fucking around with that shit hard lately. Yeah. So I was like, I wonder what Chat GPT thinks a millennial woman is, right? So we asked it to tell us what it thought it was, a millennial woman was, but like in a more humorous way, not necessarily like its hardcore characteristics. Yeah. And what popped up, I'm going to read to you because
it's pretty fucking accurate.
It's so fucking accurate.
This shit is surprisingly accurate.
Which is fun and scary at the same time. So it says, the joys of being a millennial woman, a demographic so misunderstood and maligned, yet so full of memes and avocado toast. Hell yeah. Being a millennial woman means constantly being told that we are too sensitive, too entitled, and too obsessed with our phones. Yet we somehow manage to hold on our jobs, pay our bills, and make the world a better place, all while flawlessly executing the perfect wing liner. I know I can do that. But at the end of the day, being a millennial woman is all about being unapologetically ourselves and living our best lives, even if that means posting a picture of our breakfast on Instagram or buying a houseplant that we know we are eventually going to kill.
We got whole albums of your breakfast.
Yes, I love posting my breakfast, especially because you make me breakfast a lot and I'd be mad hyped to eat my breakfast. I am a plant hoarding hoe.
You are now for sure, yeah.
Okay.
After you learn how to stop killing them.
Okay. Listen, don't attack me.
I'm not attacking you. That's a testament to anybody who's actually tried to own plants. I believe you have to go through that killing phase, right? I don't know this. I've never tried it, but I've seen you go through it, and you're beyond that now. And I
wasn't killing them; they were just dying.
Yeah, I think you played a hand in that.
There's
right?
a difference between killing something and it just dying on its own. My plants were dying of natural causes.
So if you feed somebody cyanide, you're gonna accidentally kill them, right? So you weren't.
I wasn't giving the plants cyanide.
No, but you weren't giving them the proper stuff. Whatever it was you were giving them was like cyanide to them.
I
was killed them.
giving them the proper stuff. Yeah? I just maybe wasn't doing it in the right increment, so they just died.
All right. Well, I'm just looking at it from a spectator point of view. It looked like you killed them.
I wholeheartedly identify with this like fun definition that we got from ChatGPT because a bitch loves avocado toast. I do consider myself more sensitive, but at the same time, I take care of my shit. I pay my bills. I do my thing. I'm socially aware. And when I think about how I am as a woman in comparison to the other women from other generations, there are definitely like some significant differences. If I had to think about it, one of the biggest things that I think immediately jumps out at me is my willingness to not allow myself to be in a bad situation longer than I have to. Like I will exit out of something that is not good for my mental health, that is not good for my life, and that is not bringing me joy and happiness. And a lot of other women from other older generations, unfortunately, sometimes out of their control, had to remain in situations that were really not positive for them, such as marriages, such as jobs, such as households. They were really stuck because their resources were limited. We then had women really push through, and I want to say in the late 80s, early 90s, and really create a strong foundation for the younger millennial and now Gen Z, where women can go out there and really support themselves, get a really great education, and really create a world for themselves separate of a man. Whereas, you know, decades ago, women kind of had to have like that reliant factor of a man because of how we had to function in society when it came to our finances, when it came to our house, when it came to our job. So now that we don't really have that, we're really immersed in developing who we are as women. And I know so many women that are like this, that even in their, you know, mid 30s, early 40s are still discovering things about themselves, where as past generations, you know, it was like you got married, you had some kids, maybe you got a job, maybe you went to college and you got a good job and you stayed in that shit until the day you fucking retired. I remember being told wholeheartedly and repeatedly, you know, get a union job, get a job that you could retire in 20. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, I want to paint. I want to put on makeup. I want to create things, you know?
Yeah, you definitely I could not see you being in a job like that. Me knowing you for who you are.
Yeah.
You know, you're very artistic, a free, expressive person, and I don't see you being able to like just go in and do the same thing day in and day out without fucking going nuts after so many years. I mean, you did. Essentially, you did that and you went nuts.
Yeah, because that wasn't meant for me, and that's what I'm saying. We are not willing to subject ourselves to a situation, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job that is really hurting our soul. I think that's the best way I can describe it. I don't think that women in today's age, millennials, and even more so Gen Z women, they really want the best fit for themselves. And I think past generations, they were willing to stick it out in situations that really weren't favorable for them. So, but there are some downsides to our generation in the sense of, because we're on this endless journey of finding the right fit, sometimes that can lead to being almost like disillusioned as to the way you need to go about doing things, because you're looking for this level of perfectionism. Your list can be sometimes too long.
You know, biting off more than you can chew?
No, what I mean is, like, say, for example, if you're looking for a relationship and you have a lot of criteria that you're looking for a person to meet.
Yeah.
Because you are saying to yourself as a woman, I want the best for me and myself. So then sometimes the list can be long. Or same thing with a job. I know so many women that, you know, a lot of millennials and a lot of Gen Zs are job hopping. You know, they're with a job for a year, maybe a couple months. They're like, this ain't working out for me, and go and find something better.
Would that be considered talking your way out of a relationship?
What do you mean by that?
So I saw something the other day, and you kind of just reminded me of it, where it was two women talking, and one woman was saying how, you know, when you find a good man, you just need to appreciate a good man for what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because us women, she was speaking about herself and many women that she knew. She said us women can talk our way out of a relationship. And what she meant by that is that we could take something that's good and talk ourselves out of it by nitpicking at it and always bringing stuff up as if there needs to be more. It's not enough. You know what I mean? And the girl that she was speaking with kind of confirmed it right there on the spot, because she acknowledged to the girl, the one that was saying that they can talk their way out of a relationship. She said, yeah, you know, even though they might be doing XYZ and be a good man, sometimes that's still not enough. And I couldn't believe like that. It kind of sounds like what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible for us to hyper focus on the small things that are maybe not working out.
Sometimes less is more type shit, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, so like, you know, when you're saying you're hyper focused, you have a big list of things, and sometimes, you know, the list is too long, right? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you think of like this, you have this big list, and it's, you know, if you can achieve all these things, then you have this great thing in front of you. But sometimes, you know, it almost becomes unattainable because the list is so great. So sometimes just having less can get you so much more. You know?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I think what I was trying to say, and I agree with you. I'm saying that we can hyper focus on the list versus the overall person and the overall qualities. There's been many times in our relationship where I find myself maybe disliking a particular behavior of yours or particular, like little habit that you have. And I can almost hyper focus on that, and then it allows for my overall happiness to be diminished because I'm so angry about the socks that are on the floor. And
I'm talking about.
And I think what I have to do a lot of the times, and I would hope that other women do this, is that we have to zoom out. We have to take our, focus, our zoom in off and zoom out and say, okay, what is the bigger picture here? Is my husband or my spouse or my partner, are they overall a good fit for me as a partner? And think about a lot of their good qualities, and then it'll help you like not really hyper focus on those small things.
Kind of like take a step back and get a bird's eye view.
Yes. And I have to do that a lot. But I also think that comes from with being with someone as long as we have been together. Because in the beginning, sometimes it's very blissful and you let a lot of those things just fall to the wayside. But when you've been with somebody almost 20 years, those little things can get on your nerves. So you have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. But